Hi everyone, welcome back to Prakasham Tutorials. In this video, I am going to discuss about classifications of error correcting codes. There are many different error correcting codes, so many different error correcting codes are. So these are the different types of error control coding technique, and basically that error control coding techniques are divided into forward error correction, automatic repeat request, and hybrid or queues. And this is the overview of error control coding techniques. There are different types of error correcting codes. Now here we want to dis now here we are going to discuss about classifications of error correcting codes. So these codes can be classified into two types. So that are block codes and convolutional codes. Basically, classifications of error correcting codes are divided into two types, that are block codes and convolutional codes. And what is the block code and what is convolutional code? And this is the structure of the general structure of the n-bit block code, and this is the channel encoder, and input of the channel encoder is message bits and the output of the channel encoder is code word. So now here in this block code, it consists of k message bits and n minus k parity bits. And the definition of the block code is to generate an n comma k block code, the channel encoder accepts the information in successive k bit blocks. At the end of each block and the end of each such block, it adds n minus k parity bits, so which is called as the block code. So the general structure of the block code as shown in this diagram. Since these bits don't consist of any information, therefore they are known as redundant bits. It is important to note that n minus k parity bits are related algebraically depicted to the k message bits. So therefore, an n-bit code word is produced as a depicted in figure as shown in this figure. And this is the definition of the block code. Next, coming to the convolutional codes. In convolutional codes, the code words are generated by the discrete time convolution of the input sequence with impulse response of the encoder. And this is the block diagram of the convolutional encoder. And the input of convolutional encoder is message input, message signal m of t, and the output of the encoder is convolution of the input signal with impulse response h of t. So that is encoder output is m of t convolution h of t. And this is the definition of convolutional codes and structure of the convolutional codes. So the main difference between the block codes and the convolutional codes is that the major difference between the block codes and the convolutional codes is that convolutional codes requires memory, whereas block codes don't require any memory. So that is the major difference between convolutional codes and block codes. Both these types, so that is block codes and convolutional codes, are linear codes. And this is the concept of classification of error control coding codes, and what is the block code and what is the convolutional code definition. In my next videos, clearly I am going to discuss about block code concept and convolutional code concept.